Hello, welcome in, gamers. Got another match here in the World Peace Open. Coming right at you. We got Bugfish, we got samdwidge. Pretty close matchup. I also have in the booth with me ace commentator Nurse Allison Rose. Nurse, how are you doing today?
I am doing just great. I'm excited to see the match coming for us. Excited to see what will happen. It looks like Bugfish's profile pic is showing their very interesting controller mapping. I have seen that before, and I know that Bugfish is probably one of the most unique controller remaps that a person could probably have. It's not uncommon for a player to maybe remap one or two buttons, but Bugfish has gone way beyond that, and I'm sure any other player could not play on their controller setup.
Yeah, no, it'd be like completely alien, honestly.
Yeah, thanks for the Switch, though, for allowing us to remap our controls. I'm sure Bugfish appreciates you. But we got a great race coming up for you. We got Bugfish v samdwidge here at the Super Mario Odyssey World Peace Open 2021, brought to you by the Urban Arts Partnership. So we're getting our countdown started here momentarily. And
ooh, I like it. I like it, dude. The second match of the day where if I'm gonna resync, it's gonna be barely anything. Like I literally can't even really resync this. It's just too close, which is fantastic. Shout out to the runners. Very cool.
Alright, so coming into the Cap Kingdom, Cap and Cascade in World Peace are essentially unchanged from our normal any percent rep. So we just get to see our normal run, therefore, until we so we'll see how the movement goes here in Cap.
My prediction for this match is both racers are going to win the game, and lots of things will be saved, and some random arbitrary tasks will also be completed. We might do some racing, in fact.
I would predict that as well. That's a pretty good prediction. There is a lot of random arbitrary tasks. Some of them make sense, like beating bosses and saving the world, and others do not make sense, like collecting members for a band. But you know, let's just be how it goes sometimes.
Just be how it goes, indeed. Very true. Left side from Bugfish, gonna take a tumble. samdwidge going for it. The left side as well, gonna make it. Not losing too much time, having a pretty good backup there, but Bugfish taking a bit of a tumble there.
Yep, so samdwidge is about 1 second ahead going into Hopper. However, Bugfish got a better second round on Hopper. So looks like he will be slightly ahead depending on where the pylon grab it.
We got Troy in the chat letting us know that cannot in fact see Bugfish's mapping. Might have to get a separate layout on screen that shows both players' button mappings. I think the point of the image is less so that you can see specifically what the controls are, and more to start a conversation about how crazy Bugfish is.
I just know that his mapping is pretty crazy because I have seen the whole in-depth mapping before, and I was like, how do you play on this thing? And yeah. Alright, coming in here to the Cascade Kingdom, getting our first moon. That's actually the name of the moon, our first moon. And then we will either see our runners do Dino Skip Skip, which I'm not sure if anyone in the tournament has done yet.
No, we've only had really the qualifiers and then a couple of first round matches, so if we're gonna see I almost said 2 DSS. We're gonna see DSS, probably gonna be later on in the tournament, but honestly, even at that point, I think we still might see some safe strats, but I think it's going to be interesting in this match, and particularly going on. Will we see any IP skips? Because that is a pretty large time save if someone can pull it off, and it is quite a difficult trick, though.
Correct. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with these runners as far as what tricks they do go for. Based on their skill level, though, and their PVs, I'm not super expecting IP skip. Looks like Sandwich is doing a rare char here, trying to get on that trampoline. Did about 4 spins there, which is going to be some time loss.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, especially coming out of cap ahead, and then you have some issues on the dino skip, but can't let yourself get mentally out of it too early. As we saw in the last race, it is possible to come back from a 2-minute deficit. No runner is immune from the power of the Mecha Brutal, as well as, pretty much every other cliff and possible thing to bonk on in the run. So, Sandwich can't be too down on himself so far.
For sure. I mean, mech, anything can happen, and we saw, a death on mech, which is, detrimental to a person's run, especially in late game. So tides can definitely turn, for sure.
Yeah, detrimental, to say the least. What is not detrimental is the prediction is actually working this time. Twitch not bugging out, perhaps. I just had a bit of early morning brain, I'm not sure, but sorry to anybody who is looking to gamble early on. We do have the gambling set up. If you want to predict who will come out on top and saving the world here today, make sure to get those channel points in. Unless, of course, you live in some country where you're not allowed to. Sag, I'm not allowed to anymore.
It is Sag. I am an American, and, in America, gambling is A-okay. Unless, of course, you're not 21. But I am, so.
Bugfish, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I swear I changed it, but apparently not. You are correct now on the screen. Unless I already have the incorrect PB. It would be sad.
Like I mentioned yesterday with Joe Cool, it's impossible to keep up with everyone's PBs.
What, you don't expect me to be sitting in 32 people's streams whenever they stream and waiting for those PBs? Come on. Tio's job.
I didn't know that. What if they get it offline and don't submit it?
That is possible.
Alright, see, first glimpse here of the Sand Kingdom. I am expecting an advanced route here from Bugfish, based on the 115 PB. See, get the burb. Good burb. Sandwich will probably go for the advanced route as well, but I can't predict that for positive.
Alright, I am back. I had to do some chair surgery. I don't know why my chair would not lean back. Couldn't have that. Gotta be relaxed while you're watching some SMO. If anybody in the chat is not comfortable right now, make sure you lean back a little bit, maybe slouch. Put your feet up. Should be a good match.
Alright, good dram from Bugfish.
Yeah, pretty sick.
Alright, so Bugfish will be doing the advanced route here. You saw he uncaptured the boat bill, got the checkpoint, and then recaptured it. And you may think, Nurse, why did he do that? Well, thank you for asking. The point there is to get the checkpoint. Did Sandwich get the moon in the alcove?
No, opting to just go for this moon instead. Probably gonna get it on the swing back, I guess? Okay, we're gonna go do some different stuff here.
Yeah, because it looked like he was going for it. He got the dram early, and then didn't go back for it.
Yeah, I mean, Sandwich probably prepared, maybe does a lot of no resets, knows his backups better than the commentators. That's quite possible. There's a lot of cool backups.
There are backups you can get, but he needs to remember to get it. Alright. I didn't see how fast Bugfish got IP clip, but Sandwich did get it first try. So Bugfish is a little ahead right now, and we also have to keep in mind that he has one more moon. Okay, so here's the backup moon here from Sandwich. Normally you do skip this, so that would be the backup moon for the one in the alcove that he missed.
Definitely a pretty quick moon to get. I'm not losing too much time there.
In the non-advanced route, in the intermediate route, you do get that. That's probably why he went for that.
No, that unfortunately is a bit of a larger time loss. Not too horrible. Gonna spawn right back here. Gonna jump over this wall and go for the jump again, but a lot of early game hiccups here for Sandwich. Really needs to pull things together if they're going to pull something off against Bugfish. Because Bugfish is a pretty... if I was racing against Bugfish, I'd be scared, honestly, in pretty much any category.
I probably would too, and I mean, the death right there probably cost Sandwich maybe like 10 seconds. In addition to getting the backup moon, which was maybe another 5 or 10 seconds. So just those mistakes that Bugfish did not make is going to cost him maybe 20 seconds. And we also see that Bugfish did go for first-person Harriet, and Sandwich is just doing the regular Harriet setup, which will lose him another second or two. But right now, Bugfish is ahead simply because of the more advanced strats, and because Sandwich did make some mistakes. However, you know, like we said, mistakes can happen on either runner's part, so, you know, it's far from called.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, hate to bring up the last match too many times, but it's like picture-perfect example of you can't ever feel too comfortable with your lead, and you don't see that too often. Spawning
Yeah, I remember
bullet bill,
once
capturing back on the other bullet bill. I'm gonna grab this moon real quick. Full movement there from Bugfish.
Yeah, that would be what we refer to as bullet bill juggling, which is controlling more than one bullet bill at once. Right, so Bugfish is now in the ice cave, so he needs one more moon before the last story moon, which is usually this large Goomba stack. Nice RCB there. Looking here at Sandwich's bullet bill juggling. Unfortunately, Sandwich did have a little bit of blunder there with the bullet bill juggling, did lose his second bullet bill there. So not gonna save as much time. This is a hard strat, juggling more than one bullet bill, so I don't blame him for missing it.
Yeah,
but Bugfish did get it, so.
He's playing kind of impeccably right now, like, I don't know, how do you compete with this?
You know, in a race situation, it's hard to know, you know, what's the best way to do it. Do you want to go for broke and do every trick in the book and hope that you get them all? Or do you want to play safe and consistent and hope that your competitor does the opposite? So, it's tricky. Especially when you know your competitor has a 2-minute faster PD than you do.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions and ifs in speedrunning racing. A lot of what's your opponent maybe doing, what are you doing? I believe these two are VC right now, so...
They are, yeah, and they are not deafened or muted, so they could be talking.
Oh, I'm sure they're talking. I mean, I can't see any other reason why they would have opted to not, you know, just mute in the restream chat. Pretty surprising the amount of racers in SMO that like to do that. A lot of times in like SM64 racing, racers are kind of scared to do anything but focus on the race, I guess. Whereas in SMO, I think it's just they race a lot more. There's just a lot more racing going on, and they just feel more comfortable with it, I think.
Yeah, there are a lot of tournaments, as well as it's definitely not uncommon to have friends just race each other in their own streams for fun, and then just be in DCs with each other in their respective streams. I see that all the time.
Yeah, I definitely think it you know, helps with the nerves in a lot of cases too for some runners, because I know at least for me, whenever I'm in a tournament race, I'm always a little bit, you know, jittery, especially at the start. But you know, just hanging out, talking with friends, kind of taking it easy, probably makes it a lot better. So Bugfish,
Right,
the first one to wrap up Sand here. I'm really proud. Neither of us called Night Sand Night Metro, so I think that's like a first for these 3 streams so far in the tournament. Very cool.
Probably is. I think I called it Night Metro yesterday, so.
Yeah, I think like 3 or 4 people have so far, because it's just like natural. It's like Kingdom Night. Oh, it must be Night Metro. Who would go to anywhere else, right?
I mean, for sure.
I honestly didn't even know Night Sand existed for the longest time. Like, not playing the game, just watching on like restreamed races of any percent. Like, no idea.
I did because I am very well enthralled in the All Moons community, so obviously I do see every moon in the game very often. But if you're like strictly an in-person viewer or player, you know, you really don't see it very often. Alright, so Bugfish is here in Lake Kingdom, one of the smallest kingdoms. And it's also very similar to what you do in any percent. It can be a little bit different, depending on which route you do in any percent, because sometimes players do not beat Rango. But obviously in World Peace we do need to beat Rango here.
Bugfish
looks like
expertly nailing the Delhi P skip there. Very impressive.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's one of the very free moons that's just sitting on Dory's back, and you can just grab it very easily.
Hey, as long as it's not like a moon you just buy for coins, I think those ones are like most infuriating to me. As like a casual player, it's like, man, like you really just needed more moons. Like you couldn't, like, why do we need a bigger number? I don't know. I feel like they tried to cram a few 2 moons into this game just for the big number factor.
You're probably right about that. I mean, there are 880 moons in the game, but you only need 124 to beat the main story, and 500 to beat the final kingdom. So, there are people who could argue that the game should have stopped at 500 after Darker Side, but, you know, it's the way it is.
But then how would we get all those achievement moons for jumping and existing and rolling and whatever else you get moons for?
There is not one for rolling.
I wouldn't be surprised.
There's not one for rolling. No, I know what all the Toadette achievements are, and rolling is not one of them.
I was literally like doing some casual like moon collecting the other day, and I went and I was like, oh, maybe there's some moons from Toadette, and I literally stood there for like 5 minutes hitting the A button, just continuously. Like I just stopped reading them after a while because it's just like, man, I felt like I was getting participation trophies.
Kind of what it is, yeah. If you do get all of the Toadette achievements at one time, it takes about 7.5 minutes with optimal mashing.
Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, not going to be visiting Toadette in this run. Going to be heading to Wooded Kingdom next.
Yeah.
Lots of different route variations here, depending on, you know, can we get the nut clip? Can we you know, succeed with these tricks? But we'll see what runners go for here.
I mean, nut clip is not as important in World Peace because typically runners do not get a moon out of bounds. So, meaning they typically, if they do get nut clip, it's just for gate skip. Meaning that they're skipping some of the outer portion movement, so it doesn't affect your routing too heavily if you do miss it, because you don't have to back up any moons.
Bugfish lining up for it here. Unfortunately, nailing the bonk in the wall instead of the nut clip, but as Alice was saying, not too huge of a deal. Gonna grab that lever, move on. I mean, might as well pack it up. Runner not getting literally every single trick and movement in the game. I mean, like a Tyrone or something streaming. I mean, come on.
I mean, I remember once in an any percent race, it was Tyrone v Mitch who are the top two in any percent, and Tyrone missed nut clip, lost about 40 seconds, and then ended up beating Mitch in the escape sequence by about 2 seconds.
Oh man!
So even Tyrone can beat Mitch if nut clip is missed. So that goes to tell you that you don't give up, even if you miss something, because even if you're playing the best player, there is a slim chance.
Oh, Bugfish! Looked like he died on FRS there.
Oh dear.
And yeah, samdwidge getting the gate skip, so gonna be getting a little bit of time save here, and Bugfish having some issues here. Gonna go for the roll boost. Should make it easily across the gap now.
Right, yeah, so Bugfish did mistime his triple jump there and ended up dying. Luckily, he did not fall into deep woods because that would have been a more costly miss, but will lose some time to the death.
Yeah, I mean, almost took a second death there at the end of the Flower Road, going for that triple jump. The dive coming out the last second, saving his life, but Bugfish showing some chinks in the armor here. Definitely doesn't look as unbeatable as he did a few minutes ago. Perfection streak has ended.
Wooded is kind of, in PB attempts, especially if you're watching them in their own stream, Wooded can be a make or break kingdom. It is a very difficult kingdom, long, has 2 bosses that you need to beat. So in a PB attempt, you know, when someone gets past Wooded, that's kind of where they think that, okay, I have a run that's going now. It's gonna get somewhere. Doesn't mean it's gonna finish, but it's gonna get somewhere.
Yeah, Wooded definitely a huge run killer. Sandwich with a bit of a wild looking setup on the FRS, does nail it though and make it across on top of the tower. Gonna be battling the nasty puke boss named Spewart. Not a huge fan of him, but luckily we're gonna go ahead and dispatch him real quick.
All of the bunnies have 1 or more fast strats in which you can do to speed up their cycles, so people don't typically have a lot of trouble with beating bunnies.
Yeah, especially not at this like tournament level. You know, these players pretty frequently enter these tournaments, at least Bugfish, and I've seen in several tournaments recently. And also now on a capture card, which is fantastic. Bugfish, no longer a webcam warrior, has upgraded to that capture card life, which is great to see, improving the visual quality for the rest of us. Huge shoutouts to Bugfish for that. Also, huge shoutouts to our sponsor, UAP, for putting up the prize pool for this event. Also shouts to them for sending a lot of underprivileged kids to college, helping them find what sort of degree path they want to take, and give them the skills they need to receive that sort of education. So huge shouts to them. Great sponsor. Really excited about working with them in the future, and I hope everybody else is too, because, yeah. Very fitting sponsor, honestly, for GSA.
Absolutely. And one thing that you find in the SMO community a lot is that more people than you would think are like computer science majors in college.
Oh yeah, computer science majors, just like straight up mathematicians. There's so many just like big brain, massive IQ gamers in the SMO / entire speedrunning community. It's really hard to find anyone. Well, I guess not anyone, but a huge percentage, like you said, are just. Oh, okay, samdwidge missing the target here. Gonna be a little bit further behind entering into the Pork Drift fight, but Bugfish already in there. Gonna be trying to displash of this bug-eyed flower child. how that goes.
Kind of a robot. Flower robot. You know, sometimes in speedruns, you know, you miss the lore a lot because we're skipping all the cutscenes and we're also playing in a language that most of us can't read. But the reason that this boss is angry is because Bowser came to his kingdom and stole flowers for Peach's wedding. For his wedding to Peach. So that's kind of why he's mad at this situation. So instead of just returning the flowers, we're just gonna beat him up.
I mean, that's the natural course of action, right? I mean, we share a common enemy, we might as well be enemies ourselves. I think that's a common thought process. We're taking a bit of damage here. Not a huge deal though. It does lose a bit of tiny bit of time with the damage down, but I mean, don't expect to see a death here out of Bugfish. Would be quite impressed if he managed to somehow die, other than maybe falling through the floor, but does dispatch Torque Drift quite quickly. The middle timer is to time the race. So both racers are synced up, and the timer represents both of their timers. For anybody in the chat wondering. I mean, I would say it's more than a rough estimate. I wouldn't discredit me too much here, alright, Troy? I do typically keep things linked up. Thank you, okay. The clarification comes through. Yeah, the times on the left and the right are indicative of their personal bests. Oh, Nurse Allison actually dropping out of the call. Perhaps having a bit of internet troubles, but that's okay. I will just cosplay as Nurse Allison Rose. Okay, cosplaying no longer. Real Allison Rose has returned. Welcome back.
My Discord crashed. I can Discord.
Can't imagine having technical difficulties. Couldn't be me.
Not either. Alright, looks like Bugfish is here into the Cloud Kingdom. Another kingdom is very similar to an 80% run, or very similar, same actually.
Yeah, the only thing that's possibly different there is, you know, getting that hint art is a possibility if you're a really high level 80% runner and you want to save that extra time, but don't typically see that in 80% anyways.
No, it's very rare. It doesn't really even save that much time to get the hint art here.
Yeah, it's one of those things where most players will end up losing time, in fact.
Almost looked like Sandwich was trying to go for a cloud boost there, but did not get it. I think I said when I was commentating with Dilly that you're actually more likely to see runners die on the approach into the fight than in the fight itself. Alright, so we're here in the Lost Kingdom, and this kingdom is tricky. And the reason this kingdom is tricky is we have to avoid the triggers for a burb. So there's a burb that lives in here named Klepto. And Klepto likes to steal your hats. Very similar to the secret stages in Super Mario Sunshine, where blood is stolen. So we're very carefully avoiding the triggers for Klepto here. And you think, you know, hey Nurse, like why don't we have to fight Klepto for world peace? You know, isn't that peace? Well, trick is the game thinks that we beat Klepto, and there's no multi-moon associated with beating Klepto, so it's not necessary in this situation.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel like a overarching problem with the kingdom for sure. Klepto's not really like a main boss or anything, just kind of steals your hat, gotta get it back. Bugfish, though, cruising through this kingdom, looking pretty good. Couple more moons here, probably gonna see a triple box jump. We'll see. Right, cage triple.
Yep. Is going for cage triple. C. Yep, got it. Very good.
Other game, Mario strats. Poisoning my brain. Can't focus on the cage triple, but that's okay. Gonna be getting the death skip as well, so... Pretty slick kingdom from Bugfish there.
Some players do intentionally die under that bridge to get a free warp back to the Odyssey, but it is about a second faster to not die. So it depends on what you want to go for. Either one is fine. Alright.
Uh-oh.
No cage triple from Sandwich.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to go for it, but just kind of bailed on it last second. Maybe didn't have quite the right angle or speed that he wanted, so he's going to play it safe. And honestly, pretty good call in my opinion. Going to keep things close here going into Night Metro. And
there's that death warp that I talked about earlier from Sandwich. Just ground pounded right into the lava, free warp back to the Odyssey.
Yeah, this is definitely a situation for me at least where I would definitely not be trying to go for broke here. I'd just be trying to play my own game, you know, keep things consistent, hope for some mistakes out of Bugfish. And, you know, Night Metro, it is possible. We've already seen some pretty decent players get recycled in the Wiggler fight, which is a pretty significant time loss.
Yep, you could recycle. It's also not unheard of for a player to die.
Oh, okay, and so Bugfish! Yeah.
Missed the chasm jump there. We'll lose maybe 5 seconds, so not super costly mistake. But, you know, so a small mistake is what I would call it.
Yeah, definitely knowing the backups, and that's one of the key elements to not only being an excellent speed racer, but also being an excellent speed runner, is knowing your backups. Even watching, ooh, it's Samdwidge taking a tumble here on the awning jump. But as I was saying, it's kind of what separates the gamers from the game, small gamers. I'm not sure where I was going with that one, but oh my gosh, Bugfish.
Oh no!
Both players
is having difficulty here with the City Hall interior.
Yeah, both players having
Sandwich is also having some difficulty here in the exterior.
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't expecting any, you know, major flubs in terms of the movement and the moon collecting in this kingdom. Generally, you'll see more movement, or some more time loss in the Wiggler fight. I was saying more of a reasonable place to lose time if you get a bad pattern or something.
Correct, yeah, but I would say that City Hall interior by the poles is probably the second most likely place to lose time, because the poles do not have hitboxes in the way that you think they would. So it is easy to mess up.
But as I was saying, even at the world record holder level, when you're going for PB attempts, you'll often see, you know, top runners make mistakes, but then they back it up so fast they barely lose time. And that's kind of what we saw out of both these players, you know, making some mistakes, but the backups are so strong. Really not something you need to worry about too much.
Yeah, especially if they're going for no resets in their own streams or in races. You know, you'll see them get times that are maybe a minute or two off their PBs, just because their backups are so quick. Alright. Bugfish had a solid wiggler. It wasn't the best shooting in the world, but, you know, it's good. Definitely good enough. Alright, so Sandwich here also had a good wiggler. He did have a little bit of better shooting than Bugfish did, so maybe we'll save a second or two. just on the shooting. But they both had mistakes in Night Metro.
And we'll see if the same holds true in Day Metro. We're going to see a dram here from Bugfish. Pretty simple one to start things off. And heading down
It is one of
to
the
scoop
easiest
clip.
drams in the game because that pylon is the only thing that Cappy can hold in that area. Good scoop clip.
Yeah, not a lot of obstacles in the way either. Okay.
I think Bugfish might be going for the ghost band there. So if you hit Pauline on like the same frame in which you talk to her, when you gather the band members, they'll actually not show up in the hall here. Let's see. I didn't see if he got it or not. But it's possible he was going for the ghost band there.
Also possible he was just hitting the wrong buttons, but I mean, we're not going to assume that. Oh my goodness, definitely not hitting the wrong buttons there, all intentional. Getting hung up underneath the awning and missing this moon several times. Bugfish really needs to hold together if he wants to hold on to this lead. This one is definitely not in the bag yet. Samdwidge pulling up to Pauline himself. Oh, that's a huge bonk. Bugfish going to be doing some rerouting on the fly here. Where will we go? What is the plan? Okay. Gonna get the guitarist. So apparently the big brains in the chat are claiming that we're gonna see a sewer clip here. See if that holds true. Get a cheeky smile out of Sandwich, so I mean, anything is possible here. Bugfish breaking Mario's legs real quick before interacting with the trumpeter. Oh, I see. Is that the telling tale there? The garbage moon. Well, we will see if Sandwich does nail it. Heard only terrible things about the difficulty of Sewer Clip. But we will have to see. There's Allison Rose's computer having a possible meltdown. We will see if we can get her back in here. I am once again Nurse Allison Rose. I know I might sound different, but I know all about all moons. I'm very knowledgeable about this game. I promise I'm not just the TO and Restreamer. Oh, and Bugfish taking a swim in the poison jam, or at least trying to do so. Not going to be the ticket, unfortunately. Oh, and a second death. Bugfish falling apart here. Yeah, it happens sometimes, Milan. Vocal inflections and all that. Sandwich trying to get this clip here. Having a bit of a troublesome time. We'll see how things go and develop here with the bonking into the wall. Okay, we are through the wall. And we are into the fight with the piranhas. And it looks like Sandwich here is actually all caught up thanks to that. We'll have to see how things develop. But I mean, at this point, Sandwich is in the lead. Unless I'm mistaken. for all the Onyx gamers in the chat, Onyx is currently disabled. We in fact have a new sponsor for this event, which is Urban Arts Partnership. As we head into the festival here, I gotta plug them. It is my destiny, my duty. Doing a lot of good things for the community and the general populace in the United States. Sending a lot of kids to college, particularly in underserved areas. Getting a lot of kids into game design, which is awesome. You might actually see some kids going through those programs and making the next, Mario games. So very cool. Oh yeah, Duck, you know me, making the big bucks. That's why I do this. Alright, if I don't see any cat jams in the chat, I'm actually going to end the stream. So let's get some cat jams in the chat, please. Pepe D's if you are uncultured. Cat jams, obviously the superior dancing emojicon. And Nurse Allison Rose coming back just in time for the festival. Welcome back in.
I don't know if it's on Discord's end or mine, but I think there's so many issues.
Yeah, it's okay. I did a good job cosplaying as you while you were gone.
Cosplaying?
Yeah. It stuck my name over your, or my face over your name.
Is everyone getting their jams in for the festival, though?
Yeah, I mean, I had to threaten them with ending the stream, but we did get a couple in there, so.
Well, now that you finally got Cat Jam enabled, you gotta get that in there.
But, oh my gosh, Bugfish actually in risk of dying here in the festival, taking it a bit risky there with those iframes.
Yikes.
But does finish things off, manages to keep his health up to a living standard, but Sandwich holding on to that lead that he gained from the sewer clip. Pretty insane routing here for Sandwich.
Oh, Sandwich got sewer clip?
Yeah,
Hog.
kind of a gamer.
That's a hard clip. Sewer clip is hard. Unlike most of the RCBs, Sewer Clip does not have a consistent setup or visual cues. So you kind of just have to go for broke. What's up, SMO David? Joko8 PC? It is very inconsistent, Sandwich.
Alright, so all synced up here, heading to Snow, unless one player decides to go to Seaside, but we are not seeing that today. So, keeping things synced up here. Gonna have, hopefully, synced up bound bowls. Side-by-side race perspective.
Cool. Alright, so heading in here to Snow, this is one of the kingdoms where you can skip multi-moons. Not multi-moons, story moons. Some kingdoms, if you try and skip story moons, the game will just crash. However, here in Snow, there are 4 separate rooms that you can head into that will have 1 story moon in it apiece, along with the Bound Bowl, which has the regular multi-moon. For World Peace, you just need to beat the Bound Bowl, so all of our runners will be doing some sort of a clip to get to the Bound Bowl sooner, and then beating that.
Yeah, it turns out we don't actually have to, help them out and take these evil Bowser portal walls out of their, main city hall. We can just kind of skip all that, which is pretty convenient.
Ooh, Sandwich got the moon clip there.
Ooh.
So, we'll be saving time. Bugfish missed it. Okay. So, now Sandwich does have a lead. Oh,
nice
Bugfish
backup.
got that very interesting screen clip. That one is way less common. You don't see that one very often. So I'm surprised Bugfish didn't go for that, but he got it very quickly. So you can get your guesses in the chat for the Bound Bowl. You can get what you think will Sandwich and Bugfish get.
If you specify which runner you think is going to get it, and you get it exactly right to 100th of a second, I will gift you a sub to twitch.tv/speedrun. So
Real?
get your guess in. Real.
Wow.
Alright, so Sandwich will be starting first.
Oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever seen a blunder that big on Bound Bowl in my life. Sandwich kind of just floundering about here.
Okay, so your predictions for Sandwich might be a little off now. Normally you see runners get between, like if they're at a very top level, maybe 52 to 1 minute.
Oh my goodness, Sandwich needs to get us together here. These bounces are not great, and honestly, I feel like Bugfish is about to pull ahead. Bugfish, in fact, pulling ahead during the Bound Bowl, not something you'd really expect. Usually runners fairly consistent at this, but Sandwich really struggling here. And yeah, Bugfish is in the lead. That's insane. See if he's able to keep it on lap 3.
Yeah. Could even lose, to be honest with you. You definitely do not want to lose the Bound Bowl. That is costly.
I don't know if that's even possible, to be honest.
Ooh, 51.94. That's fast.
Wow.
102.98 for Sandwich. So, Bugfish was more than 10 seconds faster. 51 is a very good time for Bound Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who might be
Very
underestimating Bugfish's power here, I mean, just look at that Bound Bowl. A clear representation of any runner's skill is the Bound Bowl, and that was just impeccable.
Yeah, I don't think we got any guesses where he got a 51.
Yeah, no 102s either. That's definitely not a very common one.
No, looks like, I mean, David did guess a 52, but... And Dilly, looks like Dilly also guessed a 52, so... Sandwich got a 102 apple stick on the Bound Bowl.
Yeah, just a disclaimer, in fact. GSA, Global Speedrun Association, does not endorse eating bricks as a result of the these matches. Please do not do that.
Yeah, you gotta get those disclaimers in there.
Yeah, very important.
Alright, Sandwich is having trouble with the rabbit there. These rabbits... Ooh, first bite from Bugfish. Bugfish is gaining time here. Sandwich not only had trouble with the bunny here, but Bugfish got first bite. So...
Went down to the brick store, bought one single brick. What flavor do you guys have? Oh,
no!
That's a huge opening for Sandwich.
Okay.
Gonna be ahead here for the time being, but needs to nail this Snowdram right now.
Alright, let's see.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so Sandwich got the Snowdram, Bugfish missed it. Okay.
Oh no!
Oh no. Okay. I'm not panicking, you're panicking.
I am panicking, you're right. This is not the best. Bugfish just gotta hold together though. I mean, he's gotta believe in himself, gotta trust his instincts, trust the practice. And he does so, not having a complete meltdown on the star, which is very important.
Not a star, man. But okay, cool. Yeah, a little bit of a Snowdram meltdown. Bugfish did have a pretty good snow up until then. Did miss the moon clip, but actually got the screen clip.
We got another confused chatter. So many chatters thinking this is Super Mario Odyssey. We even had a commentator last match thinking this is SMO. I'm pretty sure this is SM64, right? I mean, that's why we were doing the slide times.
No, I'm pretty sure this is Mario Odyssey for my Nintendo Switch.
Oh, jeez. I guess there are quite a few extra pixels going on.
There are. Alright, so into Seaside, we'll get the story moons associated with the boss, and then bots. So Bugfish is maybe like 30 seconds behind Sandwich right now. And most of that, for the time being, would be the 2 failed attempts at Snowdram. That's really what hurt him, because he did, with the 51 Bound Bull, he managed to pull ahead of Sandwich.
Yeah, real back and forth here so far in this match. You'd love to see it. A bit of a contrast to the last match where it was like, you know, one player is blowing the other out of the water, and then all of a sudden tables have turned, other players way in the lead. This one's a lot more of a back and forth, a nice little contrast today so far, but, you know, love the races so far today. 2 really close ones.
Yeah, you love to see it. You saw Sandwich there took some damage on the sea bacon, so we'll lose a second there to that.
Oh, we got our awesome rep from UAP in the chat. Everybody say hi to Jason. Probably one of the coolest sponsor reps I've ever met in my entire life. Just likes to kind of
Hi, Jason.
hang out with the chat. Very cool and epic. Definitely not keeping an eye on us to make sure we're doing our plugs. Kappa.
Everyone, !UAP in the chat. Urban Arts Partnership sponsor of this tournament. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything. I mean, I thought we'd make it too obvious, even though we've been slacking on the sponsorship plug. But I mean, gotta get our 1 a day in, right?
So, Sandwich is still a little bit ahead of Bugfish here. Alright, so Sandwich is here on Brigadier Moss Lancer III, Dauphin of Bublain. Mr. Hothead, Mollusk, whatever you want to call him.
Gotta get the name out of the way before the chat starts doing, say the funny thing, say the funny name, do it. Come on, commentators.
Do you even know the whole thing, Saren?
I mean, probably, maybe.
I'll do it again, fine. Brigadier Moss Lancer III, Dauphin of Bublain. This is his real name. If you look it up, that's what you will find. Alright, so Sandwich here looks like he was trying to do the spring clip, but missed it. So we'll lose a little bit of time to that. Now he's having to chase down Mollusk, so we'll see what happens. Let's see if Bugfish gets it. Looks like it should work. Yep. Alright, so Sandwich missed the boss clip, Bugfish got it. So Bugfish will gain some seconds there.
Yeah, this is insanely.
You would have golded if you got boss clip. Yeah, it was pretty good up until then.
One of the prettier world piece, you know, congratulatory scenic views for sure. Both
yeah,
racers here finishing off Seaside, and Sandwich pulling out ahead here.
I mean, Sandwich was ahead coming in, but will be a little bit less ahead.
Oh yeah, that was true. I forgot about the Snowdram meltdowns.
Right, 15-13 exit for Sandwich.
Yeah, this game is an excellent example of why people begging for a Switch Pro are just...
23-25.
It's just not necessary. I mean, Nintendo games... Okay, the one argument I can hear for the Nintendo Switch Pro being necessary is Breath of the Wild and Kokiri Forest, or whatever it's called. Probably the laggiest thing I've ever seen on the Switch. As far as the visuals go, this game looks fantastic.
It is beautiful, yes. Coming in to Luncheon Kingdom, Sandwich is 12 seconds ahead of Bugfish. And Sandwich was probably 30, leaving Snow, so... Although that's just an approximation, but definitely 12 coming into Luncheon, because I counted. But we'll see what happens. Luncheon is another kingdom that has a high moon requirement, so there's a lot of places where things can happen.
Unfortunately, neither player completely throwing the match and trolling Allison by going for Spiritless movement in World Peace. You hate to see it, but...
Yeah. I mean, I get what people would attempt it in any percent, because you can do it and it could be faster theoretically. However, in World Peace, it's physically not possible.
You're lucky SMO Joy-Con wasn't around to, like, confirm entry to the start of it, because you know he would have gone for it.
I mean, if you go for it, though, you're, like, completely throwing the race because you can't get World Peace.
I mean, you can always go back and trigger Spirit afterwards. Not to give anybody any terrible ideas, but I mean, it is possible. Allison asking me to shut up in the Restream coordination chat.
That's false. I don't even have that open. Hey, Joe.
Bugfish kicking a jelly bean here on the way to collecting this crate moon, while Sandwich is collecting some cheese here, or rather blowing up some cheese with frying pans. Still holding on.
Did recapture the pan, bro? Don't think he meant to do that. You know, being from Wisconsin, I love the cheese. You know, I love it.
Yeah, I think that is a requirement for residency in Wisconsin.
It is, yeah. It's actually, fun fact, it's actually a felony not to like cheese in Wisconsin.
You actually get just kicked out of the state. They like put your face all over the border. The guards there waiting to kick any cheese haters out. Gonna have your cheese passport.
Pretty much. Thank you, Jason.
Come on, I'm trying to fabricate some drama here. Come on, guys. What we know the games are here for. It's not the epic speedrun race that's going back and forth. It's definitely for the commentator drama.
You know, Mulan, there are people who are lactose intolerant, but they still have to eat cheese. They just have to live with it.
What do you mean they have to eat cheese? Is someone like forcing them? Like...
Yes. Alright, so here into the meat, we're getting our first multi-moon. One of the only multi-moons associated with the non-boss.
I can confirm the race is as close as it looks. Bugfish just a little bit behind here. Grabbing that multi-moon, but not a huge deal.
Yep, still a lot of kingdom left. Kukateel can also throw you off a lot. The hitboxes are very weird. Timer challenge. And also these rock candy mountains that you see Sandwich rolling on, like you saw him do, it's very easy to roll off because the geometry is not like flat.
I'm not gonna lie, Jason, I have no idea. We're still working on getting the stats team up to date. Got a lot of gamers in the stats chat today. So if you are part of the stats team, the new founded SMO GSA stats team, make sure to take a look at that chat. We'll get you up to date and how you can help us keep track of all these tricks and tips and tricks and all that stuff. All the PBs and everything like that. Also, if you're looking to help out with either stats or maybe commentary, definitely drop !volunteer in the chat if you've got any game knowledge. Or if maybe you are a expert commentator already, we'd love to have you help out on the team. There are a lot of matches going on, and there will be a lot more SMO coming up in the future, so definitely look into that.
There's a lot of people in the chat that definitely have some game knowledge, so we'd love to have you. Alright, so we did... Apologies, that's my dog. Get some oh my dogs in the chat.
Commentator, having a pet, I'm not sure if that was in the contract. I think, you know, kind of a problem.
What contract? I didn't sign a contract.
Oh, you didn't get your salary information and all that, and benefits?
I did not, no. Alright, so
401k
Sandwich
information.
actually had having some trouble here in Luncheon, and now Bugfish is actually ahead here in Pooping.
Yeah, the lead just can't stop changing, honestly. I was almost hesitant to even change the game audio, but luckily Sandwich does not have a first audio feed, so we'll just stick with him for a while. Kinda insane, though. How bad?
Damn, can't you see I'm busy? I'm busy! Damn, it's my dog.
I think one of my favorite things as a speedrun viewer is seeing people's pets just like invade their stream. Particularly cats, because cats are generally like very aggressive with their friendliness when they want attention.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Dangers, his kitten often interrupts him. Sometimes climb on his chair, you know?
Yeah, I used to have a cat that would literally climb on my chair, and if I didn't pay attention to her, she would climb onto my head. It's like, dude, that's not where you belong. Nightbot still repping the Onyx poggers. You love to see it.
Nightbot, come on! Exclamation mark UAP for the Urban Arts Partnership. They help underprivileged kids, help video game development,
Yeah,
and go to college and stuff.
Come on.
Why don't you want that, Nightbot?
Good time to bring up as well, there is a $500 prize pool for this tournament, which is pretty epic for a 32-person single elimination SMO tournament. Pretty proud about that number. And it's all thanks to UAP for putting up that money. UAP rep in the chat.
Jason!
Flexing the Onyx. Might have to get in contact with your superiors. Not sure how to feel about that. I mean, maybe Jason just really wants to play Diner Dash. It's huge, I forget the other game. Pizza Time. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I don't know. Alright, so Bugfish is here into the Ruined Dragon fight. Which is generally not a place where you see people lose or gain a lot of time.
It's definitely a place where you spam commands, though, particularly the racers and the comms command. Very important. Give the shoutouts to where the shoutouts belong. Both these racers putting on an excellent show today. Would really appreciate you guys going out and supporting them. There's a lot of smaller, you know, really skilled runners that enter these tournaments that don't get the love they deserve. So it'd be awesome if people could go out and support them directly on their streams, whether it be a follow, you know, chatting, watching the stream. Every little bit helps.
Absolutely, go do that. Go give them a follow. Absolutely. And the reason you don't see a lot of people like dying here is because there are 4 free hearts just sitting in the kingdom for free, you know?
Yeah, not even just in the kingdom, they're literally in the boss fight room. I'm not really quite
Yeah, they're
sure
in
about
the
that.
arena. There's just 4 free hearts just sitting there. then you just have to pull the little swords out of the guy's face and then ground pound on his forehead.
Yeah, the best way to save any sort of, animal, be it a monster or a dragon or whatever, from their mind control device is definitely to just squish their brain out of existence. There's no other way, honestly.
In SMO, you have to oftentimes knock off their hat.
Yeah, a lot of stylish enemies in this game.
I often say that like 10% of the graphics design budget went into Bowser's hair. It's very lovely.
It's pretty dapper. He does look pretty good. Okay, Bugfish doing some interesting aerobatics over the fight here. The moon, rather. Kind of showing off his moves.
Aerobatics, isn't it pronounced like aerobics?
Two different things, I think. Aerobics is like the exercise, like stretching and stuff. Aerobatic, like maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's a word.
Damn, it's fine.
Like acrobats, they like fly through the air and spin.
Yeah, I guess you might be right.
There's like a 7% chance I'm not completely clueless. Cannot confirm though. Google is too far away. Especially when we got this nail-biter race on our hands.
Yeah, there may be like 20 seconds apart right now. Bugfish is in the lead.
Okay.
Coming in here, Bowser's.
Chat is correct. This is acrobatic, not aerobatic. Very
oh, yeah, that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
My first language is only English, so you can't blame me for not knowing English.
So here in Bowser's Kingdom, it's one of the kingdoms that we kind of complete peace by accident. We can't leave without completing peace. So we'll just complete our normal any % route and get the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah, Bugfish actually pulling a bit more ahead here as the game goes on. Maybe just some tighter movement. Bugfish definitely one of those gamers that does practice the aisles quite a bit. Trying to keep those strats fairly up to date. And having some pretty clean movement over the ogre. We see Sandwich about to dispatch the ogre himself. Select that story moon.
No matter what category you run, you're always gonna do these story moves because they're required in every category. See the shards movement. Nice dive back. That's harder than you think it is. Good third. Good fourth shard as well. Good shards movement, Bugfish.
Even Commentators Pupper cannot contain their excitement, have to get in on the action.
Nope. There's another dog barking outside, so I just had to join in the fun.
I mean, that is the most enjoyable thing in the world, possibly, is shouting at your neighbors, so I can understand.
Yeah, that's how it works sometimes.
Oh, Sandwich. Missing the bomb there. Gonna have to recapture and go for another bomb.
Bugfish, they're having a little bit of blunders here on this dram.
Yeah, Bowser Dram really not working out in his favor, but does get it in the end. Not saving any time with it, though. But oh my goodness! Okay, that was.
So Bugfish did almost dive off the edge there, but did manage to live.
I mean, it wouldn't have been a huge deal, but I mean, that definitely would have been the weirdest death I've seen in a long time.
I saw it literally yesterday.
Wait, really?
Yes, one of the players dove off the island there. It was Sean Hartman. He did that exact thing, but actually died.
Yeah.
Alright, both players are topper first. I can't believe that this is worst. Yeah, Sean Hartman. Yeah, Joe was there. He saw it.
Funny fact about the whole Sean Hartman Sato match, where we sat and watched a BRB screen for an hour and 15 minutes. Sato's local recording, which we were desperately trying to save by not restarting his OBS, actually corrupted itself at the same time the stream died, so we didn't get either.
I saw that!
Yeah, kind of sad, but I mean, we tried, and at least he didn't, you know, win, because that would have been horrible to have to DQ him on the counts of, you know, having a recording.
Recording, yeah.
I mean, Sean Hartman, I'm not going to speak for him, but Sean Hartman, pretty good competitor, pretty chill gamer. I can't imagine him not, like, offering a rematch or something in that situation. Like, I know personally I would feel really, like, garbage if I just, like, advanced, even though I knew I lost because of it, you know?
Right.
You know, obviously not a requirement to any runners in that situation, but... Especially with a community member like Sato, because like Sato enters pretty much all the tournaments. He's a pretty big contributor to the community, so to have him, you know, just, you know, I don't know, it'd be very strange if you were to go to those lengths to lie about something which you knew you wouldn't get away with.
Right, yeah. I mean, yeah, he's definitely not one of those people who would be suspected of lying. However, in a community this large, it's really often a no vid, no did situation.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So unless you have video proof showing that you did something, you know, there's really nothing we can do about it.
A lot of times though, there is the opportunity for a rematch in those kind of situations. I've seen it happen many times, and I honestly haven't had a situation like that where the racers didn't immediately come out and be like, hey, let's not do it like this, because I would feel terrible. But speaking of feeling terrible, it would be very terrible.
To mech so far.
Yeah, if Bugfish were to fall here, quote unquote. Not to curse
No
him or anything.
commentators curse.
Like, I gotta bring out the hex book sometime. It's been an hour and 10 minutes and I've not cursed anyone yet. I mean, it's about time.
Alright, yeah, Bugfish is having a good start to mech. Looks like he will go for target acquired.
Samdwidge on the other side. Not gonna be nailing it here, unfortunately. Gonna be trying to back it up here. Not gonna be taking the burb.
Very good mech, though, from Bugfish. Textbook mech. Sandwich did lose a few seconds to that leg climb, but was able to back it up.
Skipping the acrobatics on this moon. Bugfish gonna go straight for that moon and head off to the Moon Kingdom here. And Sandwich needs to get this last brutal here. Stewart is in his sights. We'll see. Oh no! Taking the bomb.
Okay, so this is exactly what you don't want to happen.
Yeah, this phase is not...
He failed target acquired and fell off the mech. So now he's losing a lot of time to having to wait the cycle out, get the bird, climb back up, and then hit Stewart. You hate to see it.
Yeah, definitely not the best situation, but I mean... Gotta take
Life
what
a
you're...
sandwich viewer and a moderator. People sad. Yeah, I thought you were a little bit to the left there, Sandwich, when I saw you setting it up. I was a little bit worried, but was hoping you'd still be able to get it. Why do you mod for this, man? I don't know. I mod for some people sometimes, and I'm like, why do I do this? But, you know.
I mean, a moderator's fort is not a requirement of any sort of, you know, commitment.
So Bugfish is here in the Moon Kingdom, another kingdom exactly the same as any percent, just having to get to the end and beat the game. For the love of the game, of course. Jason, you're right.
Bugfish!
Oh no!
Trying to give everybody a heart attack here. Maybe just trying to, pretend like it's, gonna be a comeback here. I don't know what that was. That was very terrifying. Bugfish holding it together here. No death in Moon so far.
However, if Bugfish, even if he would have died there, he still would have been ahead.
Yeah, certainly a bit closer.
But it would have been closer, yeah. Let's see how this moon cave's good. Good. Yeah, I mean, 2D skip deaths happen. Does happen. And any death in the escape sequence will bring you to the beginning of the escape sequence since there aren't any checkpoints. Sandwich here, coming up to the moon cave skip. Good so far. Alright, good moon cave skip from Sandwich. Right now, however, for Sandwich to win, Bugfish would have to make a pretty significant mistake, and to be honest, probably a death. Either in the Bowser's fight or in the escape sequence. Not to say that it couldn't happen, because it has happened. It's gonna happen. You do not have to eat a brick. Please do not eat a brick. I am a nurse, IRL, not just a username, I am a real nurse. And eating bricks is not advised.
Wait, are you trying to tell me that eating bricks is bad?
I am telling you that.
Wait, what about those people that ate their car or whatever? Is that bad too? Have I been lied to?
That is bad.
Oh.
I will go out and say it. That is bad.
Bold claims from Nurse Allison Rose. Eating a car is unhealthy for your body.
Yep. I mean, I did go to college, you know. Alright, Sandwich is here finishing up Bowser's fight. Bugfish is in the escape sequence. Bugfish is trying to
Oh my goodness.
I got on the first platform. That is incorrect, Twisted Duck. A lot of SMO runners have intelligence. A lot of them are in college for computer science, as well as even have degrees in computer science and medical science, so that is definitely incorrect. Alright, so you can get your cat champs, your FADs, or whatever Jamie most you have in the chat for the escape sequence. Now we're in the pillars room for Bugfish. So Bugfish essentially just needs to not die here, and he'll live. We'll be looking at a 118 here from him.
Yeah, that is in fact one of the highlights of speedrunning that is important. Not dying does save quite a bit of time. But if we see Bugfish die here, it would be kind of scary. Would tie things up. Definitely not expecting it though.
You know, funny you mentioned that, Jason, because that is exactly what I mean. You know, the Urban Arts Partnership does help underprivileged go to college for tech and video game development. So perfect. Alright. 1807 from Bugfish. GG's to him on the win. Bugfish will be moving on in this tournament as Sandwich here finishes out the escape sequence.
You gotta love the back-to-back cat jam sessions. Very important.
Absolutely you do. One of the best songs in the game.
Yeah, which is saying something considering the soundtrack is insanely good. Whenever I get stressed out about like one of these tournaments, and I like think it's like possibly not worth it, I just turn on the soundtrack, and then I remember the good times, and then it's all worth it. Soundtrack is a bop.
Alright, looking like a low 119 from Sandwich. $119.11 from Sandwich, so GG's to him on the finishing, also the sub 120, so you love to see it. GG's to both runners.
Yeah, staying in until the end, very important. I mean, we saw it last match. If you stay in until the end, even if you feel like you really just should just forfeit out of it, not only is it great for us here in the Restream booth at GSA, it's really great for the folks at home, you know, watch along, be able to watch everything unfold. And like we saw last race, you know, staying into the very end, it does matter. I mean, the difference was only a minute, and in the last race we had a whole 2-minute gap that got closed. So both racers just playing it really honestly to the peak of their performance. Very impressed with both runners in this race.
Same here. Jason UAP, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Enjoy the email.
UAP keeping us fed over here at GSA, I'm not gonna lie.
Alright, Sarah, are you gonna drag in the runners?
I mean, we might keep them on ice for a minute. I like to let this cutscene play out because it's just, I don't know, it just feels right. We gotta watch at least one cutscene. At least one cutscene. The runners won't let us watch the rest of the cutscenes, so they have to save time. But I mean, come on.
Alright, so with that win, Bugfish will be playing the winner of Shemcat versus BP31, which will be happening Monday at 6 a.m. EDT.
Alright, we will try to see if the gamers are ready for interviews. And we will pull them in here for a quick powwow. Actually, it doesn't even have to be quick. We have tons of time. Looks like we'll be able to start the next race a bit early, but get these guys in here, see what they have to say. Welcome in, gamers. Congrats on the win, Bugfish. How are you feeling about your performance with that race?
So I started off really well, got a 17-17 leg exit, which I think is like 3 off best exit or something. So I was really confident after that. But in wood, I kind of started to mess up things, and that kind of carried through the whole run afterwards.
Yeah, once you start making one mistake, it kind of opens the floodgate to potential mistakes in the future. I mean,
yeah.
Saw some big flubs in snow as well at the snowdram, but I mean, overall, your gameplay pretty strong. Going for a lot of strong strats, a lot of good movement. Sandwich,
For sure.
I gotta say, that sewer clip was pretty pog. Pulling back the lead in Day Metro was pretty sick.
Yeah,
how are you feeling about that?
It was a bit of a gamble at the time, but I wanted to do sewer clip in a race because I know my consistency is pretty decent with it. It's still like a very inconsistent clip overall, but since my run wasn't even that good anyway, at that point, I just said, screw it, I'll do it anyway, and it sort of worked out, I guess. Didn't really save too much time with my gold anyway, because I made a lot of mistakes, but it definitely put me in the lead at that point in time. Which was, I guess, gave me a bit of a confidence boost, I guess, in terms of, like, my standing in the race.
Yeah, I mean, you pulled back the lead there, and you had it for a little while. You had it through Seaside as well.
Yeah, and then Luncheon sort of went bad. That's just because I think Bugfish has a lot better movement in the WP Kingdoms than I do, since his PB is a lot better, and I don't know, he's just a lot better at the category, but like, I still tried to keep my lead for as long as I could anyway, until the end, and I just made a few mistakes in BM. Obviously, like, mech was not that good, but still tried to back it up as best as I could.
It was very
Yeah,
fun,
it was a pretty good backup on your mech for sure. You could have lost more time than you did.
Yeah.
I was impressed by both of you. You kept it very interesting for us this whole run. So, you know, we always love to see all the nail biters at the end.
Yeah, there was a lot of switching of leads.
Yeah.
Yeah, back and
Do you have
forth.
anything of note you want to say to the chat?
I want to apologize for missing nut clip and not doing gate skip. I'm sorry.
I think we'll accept your apology. I think we'll let it slide this time.
Yeah, okay.
Next time, though, I mean, at least, you know, gotta get the 2 ESS if you mess up again.
Ah, yeah.
The
Did you
requirement.
practice that a lot?
God.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I apologize for doing XD skip.
There were some gamers in the chat that did want to ban you for that.
Yeah, I understand.
Luckily,
I
none of
understand.
them had a sword, so
Oh.
Yeah.
still good.
Yeah, so Bugfish, you're gonna be playing either Shemcat or BP moving on. How do you feel about either of those runners? Who do you think really? I mean, obviously Shemcat probably has a slight edge, running the category a bit more, but I mean BP a pretty high level runner.
Yeah, so I'm like pretty good friends with Shemcat, or more like I've interacted with him a lot, and I've been in his streams for a while. But same with BP, so it's going to be really exciting, and I'm not sure.
I have been in BP's stream recently, and he's been practicing. So.
Yeah. BP is like kind of known for not being that consistent, but so am I. So, and Shem is known for being pretty consistent, but his PB is obviously a lot worse than BP's. Then again, I don't know if BP is gonna do IP skip in his race.
He's been doing it in practice.
Yeah, okay.
Right, he did.
I would be surprised if he's gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't even know who has the better PB anymore. Does BP have a better PB than Shemcat now?
Yeah, BP has a 114,
Oh, okay.
27 or something.
All right,
So,
yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I know Shem's PB is very improvable, so.
Yeah, I gotta get my sheet updated. You guys are PBing way too much. I'm like way out of date. But either way, looks like Mulan and Jambo are both ready to go, and the last match of the day is a pre-record, so there's no problem with us pushing ahead the schedule. We're gonna go to a short break here, and then we're gonna return probably like 10 or so minutes, maybe 15. Might take a little bit of a break here, rest my vocal cords, get some water. But we'll be back with more SMO World Peace Open action. Shouts to the runners again. If we can get another exclamation point racers in the chat, exclamation point comms for Allison. And yeah, we will see you guys in future races.
Gamers, take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching.